Well, because they fixed their scheme. They went back to doing some of the stuff that they used to do. They got Brock Wright in the wing right here, and they are going to run the wham, which we saw quite a lot last year. They send Ratledge, who's been struggling at the point of attack, but they send him behind the center. Boom, boom. 2 traps, Gibbs out in space. Got brought in by the wham block. The corner's lost in the sauce.
Yes.
That's what happens. Jeez. That's what happens. You see the receiver go in, you're just done right there.
Hey, the Detroit Lions are back to doing the motions and the shifts and the skips and the stuff like that. Did they stop doing that week 1?
They didn't do any of that. They didn't do any of that in week 1.
Right.
That reporter was right.
That was right.
You think MCDC looked in the mirror after looking at the film? He's right, man.
Holy shit, he was right.
Why did we stop it? I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, man. And they got right back into it.
Back into it.
And it worked.
They did it all game long.
Is this a sign of things to come?
Yeah, you got to hope. I mean, that's what they're good at. That's their bread and butter. And look at Penei Sewell. That little kick-out block right there, and to be able to hold that at the point of attack is incredible. Look at that. He's by himself on an island right there.
Foxy, are we all the way back? Is this what the rest of the season's going to be?
Penei Sewell was terrible.
Yeah, we're all the way back. This is literally all I care about is that the Detroit Lions are on this segment, because if they're not on this segment, the offense isn't going to work. Jared Goff isn't going to work. Nothing will work if we cannot do what AQ just showed us. And I'm very, very happy that he pointed out the rookie guard, Tate Ratledge, because he has been taking it on the shins for the last 2 weeks. So I'm happy he kind of bounced back there.
You bring up a really good point there about
the best team in football. And generally, the defense is good enough, and this offense is powered by their O-line, and it's quite impressive and pretty dominant. So they're the best team in football by far, and we should ignore the fact that they happen to wear one of the most cursed franchise uniforms in the history of professional football, and accept that it's a new version of the Lions, and they're the only team in football that week in, week out shows up and kicks their opponents.
So this is after, a year and a half of you calling them an unserious team? Now that you've been on their bandwagon for 4 weeks?
Nope. So, to be fair, I called them an unserious outfit last season. The playoffs, they lost the unserious outfit. But I also had some limitations on them. And this season, limitations removed. These are my favorite to win the Super Bowl.
So once they lost their best defensive player, you were like, okay, my concerns are gone. No, there's nothing wrong. The Lions are a great team, but I am not drawing any dramatic conclusions about the Detroit Lions after 2 victories against the AFC South. I mean, you even brought up that I think are among the 6 best teams in the AFC right now. So no, I think if you get them against a bad football team, they are absolutely going to dominate that team. But if they are against a good team and Jared Goff throws 5 interceptions, which we know he has the ability to do in his back pocket now, no, I don't think they're going to be able to overcome that. So I don't think I think Lions are the best team in the NFC, but I still think there are better teams in the AFC than the Detroit Lions.
There's no team that you can consistently rely on coming back from a quarterback throwing 5 interceptions. Maybe you would argue that this team has a quarterback who is more prone to do it than other good teams.
Yes.
But I'm not saying that the season is over. It's football. They have a chance. What I'm saying is what they've demonstrated so far this season is by far and away the most impressive run of anybody in the league, NFC or AFC. And if this were a team that has a track record that we respected, if this was the 49ers, like we switched the jerseys between the 49ers and the Lions, we would be calling the season now. And I think the Lions have started to become, or might have just become, the Super Bowl favorite.
I mean, the Lions, leaving their running back nicknames aside, I think they're totally fine. The Detroit Lions, they were just running into, they had all these power-ups in their arsenal.
Why is that?
The Detroit Lions are bulldozing through the NFL like a freight train on fire, kicking opponents to the curb week after week. Picture this. A team so dominant, their offense, powered by an unbreakable O-line, averages over 33 points per game, scoring 40-plus in 6 explosive outings last season. But hold on. After a 15-2 rampage in 2024, clinching the NFC North for the 2nd straight year, they crumbled in the divisional round to the Washington Commanders, turning glory into gut-wrenching history in 3 brutal hours. Critics scream unserious outfit, pointing to Jared Goff's 5-interception nightmare potential. Yet here they are in 2025, already 1-1 with a savage Week 2 demolition of the Bears, proving they're no fluke. Is this the cursed franchise reborn, or just hype? We're diving deep into why the Lions are the league's top dog, ignoring the ghosts of failures past. But can they silence the AFC powerhouses forever? But before we crown them, let's confront the shocking offseason shakeups that could derail this juggernaut or fuel their fire. The Lions' 2024 dream turned nightmare with over 20 players on IR, a defensive massacre that should have buried them. Yet they battled to top 5 DVOA and 7th in EPA per play, forcing the 10th most turnovers while allowing the 7th fewest points. Shocking? Absolutely. But off-season? Devastating. Both coordinators bolted. Ben Johnson to Bears HC, Aaron Glenn to Jets. Corner Carlton Davis fled to Patriots on a 3-year, $54 M deal after a jaw-fracturing Week 15 horror. Guard Kevin Zeitler to Titans. Center Frank Ragnow retired. 2 interior linemen gone, ripping the heart from an elite unit. Edge Zadarius Smith released. Safety Ifitu Melifonwu to Dolphins for $3 M. These aren't minor hits, they're seismic collapses, evoking images of a franchise teetering on degradation. Fans, feel the rage. How do you rebuild from such betrayal and bodily ruin? Yet, amid the wreckage, the Lions refused to fold, battering Vikings by 20+ in Week 18 for the number 1 seed. Controversial take. Losing coordinators might expose frauds, but for Detroit, it's a chance to prove their core is unbreakable. From these ashes rise new warriors. Let's uncover the bold additions that could transform vulnerability into vengeance. Enter the saviors. DJ Reed, the nasty Jets corner snagged in free agency, embodying Motor City's grit. Tough, relentless. Everything Dan Campbell demands. Pair him with Terrion Arnold, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, 2024 interception king, and you've got a secondary that's a quarterback's worst nightmare. Depth beef? Roy Lopez on a 1-year, $3.5 M deal plugs the D-line holes. Re-signings like Levi Onwuzurike, now ACL torn, gut punch. Tim Patrick, Dan Skipper fortify the ranks. Draft? Brad Holmes strikes again. First-round DT Tyree Wilson, Ohio State, 325+ LBs, to stuff runs alongside Alan McNeil's $97 M extension. Second-round OL Tate Ratliff, Georgia, replaces Zeitler with nasty demeanor next to Penei Sewell. Third-round WR Isaac Udo, Arkansas, lifelong Lions fan, adds speed, praise Holmes' generational run. From 2021's Sewell, McNeil Street, Brown, $90 M plus extensions, to 2023's Gibbs, Campbell, Branch, Laporta, 27 wins in 2 years, no accident. Shocking stat. Lions built through draft, not free agency. Kings like failed experiments elsewhere. Fans, imagine the thrill. These rookies could ignite a dynasty, but will they crack a loaded roster? With fresh blood in place, the defense looks primed for domination. But can it overcome last year's horrors and emerge as the NFL's elite wall? Last year's defense? A bloodbath. Hutchinson's DPOY path shattered by a broken leg after 45 pressures in 198 snaps. League leaders had 83 inches 475+. Yet, top 5 DVOA, 7th EPA, 5th most INTs. Now, under Kelvin Shepard. Stop runs early, unleash Hutchinson, Davenport, McNeil in pass rush. Goal, force third and longs against Branch, underrated star, and Joseph, worry. Second edge rusher, Davenport's wild card, just 6 games in 2 years. Ennis Rakestraw Jr. already out for 2025. Controversial. AFC teams might edge them, but no squad rebounds from 5 picks like Detroit. Precise data. Intercepted 5th. Most passes. Complementary football at peak. Get up quick offensively. Sick. DPI caliber rushers. Emotional high. This unit's resilience screams we're unbreakable, evoking pride in fans who've suffered decades. But health? The dagger. One injury cascade, and it's degradation city. Shocking truth. When whole, they're the best D in football, daring foes to beat us. A Fortress D sets the stage, but the real fireworks? The offense? Let's dissect if they can reclaim their explosive throne without key pieces. Ben Johnson gone to Bears? Frank Ragnow retired? Zeitler bolted? Shocking declines loom. Yet this was the 13th highest scoring offense ever. 33 plus PPG. New OC John Morton steps in. Expect tweaks. But Dan Campbell's no meathead. He's a tactical genius. Core, Goff, top, Lima QB, 4,000 plus yards, 30 TDs projected. Gibbs, 1,900 total yards last year. Opoy contender, St. Brown, back-to-back 100 plus rec, 1,000 plus yards, 10 plus TDs. Williams, 1,000 plus yards, Olympic speed limited by talent depth. Laporta, top 10 TE. O-line elite despite losses. Ratliff slots in nasty. Praise. Gibbs's explosiveness. Goff's poise under fire. Emotional. Feel the rush. This unit's synergy creates heart. Pounding magic, but controversy. Johnson's schemes maximized them. Without, is regression inevitable? Strong language. Don't write them off, fools. They're not forgetting how to dominate just because pieces shifted. Rookies could amplify this offense, but in a stacked roster, will they shine or fade? Let's probe their potential impact. Hot take. 2025 rookies won't dazzle stats. Wise, not busts, but testament to Holmes' build. Wilson. Run plugger like McNeil. Career highs. 40, 1 tackles, 10 QB hits, 5 sacks. Project 35 plus tackles, 10 hits, 4 sacks. Ratliff. High floor nasty guard. Welcome to NFL. Moments early, but thrives beside Sewell. Udo. Ceiling capped by stars. 30 rec max in Gibbs, divided by Street. Brown divided by Williams, divided by Laporta, divided by Montgomery World. Emotional connection. Udo's Lions. Fandom fuels passion. Imagine growing up, dreaming this. Shocking. In lesser teams, they'd star. Here, they elevate winners. Praise Holmes' 2021-23 run. Generational. Birthing 27-7 record. Curiosity. Will they spark a three-peat NFC North? Rookies bolster, but the schedule's a beast. Can the Lions conquer it and claim Super Bowl glory? Tough slate. At Baltimore, KC, Philly, Washington, Minnesota, Green Bay. Low chance repeating 15 wins. Yet, 1-1 start with Bears crush screams danger. Projections. Top 5 offense divided by defense if healthy. Gibbs 1,000, 500 plus yards. Goff 4,000 plus divided by 30 TDs. Controversial. Switch jerseys with 49ers, we'd call it now. Lions are favorites, but AFC reliability edges them? Shocking. 5 turnovers versus Commanders. Still 30 plus points. Close game. Emotional. Fans, this is your moment. Excitement builds. They're contenders, not going anywhere. Strong. Ignore critics. They're the best. Week in, week out ass. Kickers. It all culminates here. Why the Lions aren't just contenders. They're destiny-bound. The Detroit Lions. Cursed no more. They're the NFL's apex predator, blending elite talent, resilience, and fire. From 2024's 15-2 heartbreak to 2025's early dominance, they've proven critics wrong. Health holds the key, but when firing, no team matches their punch. Fans, strap in. This ride's electric, dramatic, unavoidable. Super Bowl or bust.